Hey fellow NinBuzz audience, this is Ian here. Some of you guys may still remember me as I used to upload videos on this channel. I go by a YouTube channel name called XENON3120, and my channel is mostly focused on Pokemon Wi-Fi battles, so I hope you guys will enjoy. And yeah, let's get right into it. This is going to be a mixed tier match against Megakeldeo, a person from Skype. I tend to take my matches over Skype, and he's going to decide to lead with Cloyster. Now, surprisingly, he decided to stay in, something I was not expecting. I was thinking that he's going to switch out to something that really doesn't care much about electricity coming his way, but I do get a flinch, and this turn I'm going to predict him to switch out by making my own switch. Switching out to Musharna, he's going to switch out to Wartortle, and the same turn, I'm going to decide to go for the Toxic, synchronize it back, and that's something he totally forgot, that Musharna does run synchronize. I mean, it looks like a Pokemon that's got Levitate, to be totally honest. But unfortunately that is not the case. So this turn I go for the future side, something that people don't really run. I never really seen anybody run it with much success. It's a move that's not really viable. It's dependable. I love it because of how it works, but with the Baton Pass it can really take few people off guard and make him vulnerable for a turn or two. So I'm gonna go for the Baton Pass on the Shedinia, make an appropriate switch to Rotom by making him force out to Cloyster via Death Fodder, and now Raikou is gonna come in. Being that I'm locked into Air Slash, it's probably the safest switch to go to Musharna, hoping he's gonna play offensive. He does reveal Hidden Power Ice. Gliscor is probably not a safe switch now, and Raikou with that Ice and Electric coverage is probably the biggest threat currently at the moment. So I'm gonna need to play cautious if I'm gonna have any sort of chance to handle his team afterwards. So this turn I'm gonna go for the future side to sorta legitimately strike him twice. On the next turn the guy's gonna make a sub, and now he's gonna make a Calm Mind. Probably the set that's most threatening towards my team. It's a sub Calm Minding Raikou. It's probably the most threatening set the Raikou can run. I faced some specs Raikous, but I don't know, it's a little bit easier to deal with than this sub old school Raikous that people tend to run back in the 4th generation that was very famous. But this turn he's gonna decide to go for the T-Bolt afterwards. It's gonna take me down very low, but fortunately Musharna does have the bulk, retaliating with a Psychic of her own and then a future sight afterwards. Really hoping it's gonna take him down to a point where Air Slash can legitimately take him out, or at least where he cannot make a sub, but that's unfortunately not gonna be the case, as this turn my Musharna is gonna be taken down by the poison. That's at least gonna give my Rotom a chance to come in, go for the trick him, lock him into a particular move. In this case he's gonna go for the Hidden Power Ice, take my Rotom down. Unfortunately, now that I think about it, I guess yeah, it was necessary, because I don't have too much stuff. The majority he tends to resist and it's very fast. If I would have gone to Sharpedo and go for a Protect, he may make a sub. That's something I cannot afford to take, so I was just playing it safe. Rotom was unfortunately taken down for the greater good of my team, so I can go to my Sharpedo, Protect, lock into a particular move, and then proceed to to mainly wall his coverage with Gliscor and then the Cruel Core. So this turn I'm going to switch out. He switches out to Muck, predicting the poison move. I switch out to Gliscor. He does go for the poison move in form of Gunk Shot. That one, judging by the damage he did, is probably Choice Banded. And that means that he's going to be doing 50% more power at the cost of being locked into a particular move. Gonna go for Toxic against a Shedinia. Really surprising, why would he switch in a Shedinia, but Toxic's probably gonna take her out even if she does run Focus Sash. And I guess he was expecting Stealth Rocks, I'm still not too sure, but Wartortle can probably Rapid Spin those very easily afterwards. Now that he is poisoned, it's not gonna be as easy as it could have been. Tentacruel is gonna come in on the Wartortle, because one-on-one really Wartortle cannot really touch Tentacruel, and he is poisoned, but he does get a burn with Scald. Gonna retaliate with my own Scald, expecting the Muck, trying to get a burn on it. Yeah, he does switch out to Houndoom, putting the Toxic Spikes, and then switching out to Muck to get rid of it. Fortunately, I'm gonna get the Scald on the Houndoom, getting additional really high damage in there, like around 75 if I'm not mistaken. This turn he does switch out to Muck, and I do go for the Toxic Spikes, and this means that Muck is not gonna get rid of it until he actually switch in again. But Toxic Spikes aren't really that important in this match, as I do switch out to Cobalion, expect him to go for Ice Punch, expect me to switch out to Gliscor. So that was a good move, but In all respect, Cabellion at worst can probably take one move from Muk with reasonable ease, and then retaliate with the appropriate move, as I go for the Hidden Power Ice on switch to Warthol, and now I'm gonna go for the Volt Switch. Yeah, just to get some additional damage. I do take him down to the Torrent range, but it's still not a problem. I'm gonna switch out to Hody Jones. Hody Jones, yeah, this Warthol is probably gonna be a setup bait to Hody Jones to get at least one speed up there, and then proceed to protect against the Raikou. If he does switch in, can probably easily outspeed his Raikou afterwards, even if he is Scarf and Timid on top. So Shedinja does come in. Now I'm not really trying to play all that greedy. I know Shedinja can run Focus Sash, so I don't want to be risking that. I'm just gonna go for Protect in case he does decide to stay in, as Poison is probably gonna take her out. It does go through the Focus Sash on the Shedinja. That's mainly the reason I decided to go for the Toxic on it. Now I do have a switch that I can probably do in case he does go for Ice Punch. In my case, the switch is a Tentacruel that's gonna take it very easily. He's gonna switch out to Shedinja again. I'm gonna go for the Scald, not a problem. Poison is gonna take down the Shedinja, so me over predicting, really Shedinja can come in, but like you have seen the results right there, there is really no reasoning of doing anything else, as he does switch out to Raikou. This turn it's coming down to a close. He's got his Muk, he's got his Raikou. I still have my Sharpedo and a Gliscor, as well as Cabellion, so it's coming down to his core. He does lock himself, as well as his Houndoom. Yeah, it's mostly 3-on-3 right now. Him being locked into electricity, I'm gonna switch out to immunity. I'm gonna go for Earthquake because majority of his last remainings are all weak to ground. That's very important to note. Muk, Raikou and Houndoom are all weak to ground, so my key in this case is my ground user, you know, in form of Gliscor. Switching out to Cabellion, he's gonna go for the Hidden Power. I was expecting him to run Hidden Power, but even if he does predict me to do something different by switching out, by going for the T-Bolt, not a problem, because then I can easily come in with my Electric Immunity and proceed to go for Earthquake. Raikou does stay in, just goes for another Hidden Power Ice. That's gonna give him the opportunity to take me out. It's not gonna be necessary because I'm gonna take myself out with the help of Life Orb. Cabellion's unfortunately gonna need to take the dust, but not without doing major damage in this particular game. I'm gonna switch out to my Sharpedo. I still have 2 Pokemon left. He's got this Muk. I'll just decide to go to Sharpedo to see how much damage Life Orb Waterfall can do for my future matches. Getting some damage calculation involved, and it does a respectable amount. He does get a useless crit, realizing the Sharpedo's defenses in general are paper thin. I'm gonna switch out to my last remaining, the ground user, take him out with ease, and that's gonna be the game. So I hope you guys have enjoyed as much as I did. If you like Pokemon Wi-Fi competitive, want to check me out, feel free to do so. My channel is probably gonna be somewhere in the description, and currently making a Let's Play of Pokemon Blue Kaizo. So if you're looking for some challenge, I'm actually making a Nuzlocke of it. So if you're interested in watching somebody getting beaten in a particular Let's Play, then feel free to come check it out. But that's gonna be it for today, and thank you guys for sticking here, still hear me out. Yeah, and thank everybody in the back seat of NinBuzz for allowing me to come back to this channel. Thank you all, and until next time, take care, peace.